What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chris Moore, and in today's video we got the 2023 Kawasaki H2 giveaway bike out, ready to do some testing and tuning. This is our first time having the bike out with the new exhaust system. So we did exhaust system, sprocket change, and now we're gonna go out and dial in the power management. Yeah, that's right, guys. I gotta trim some horsepower away from this thing so it's not so rowdy in first and second gear. Before, the bike was wheeling non-stop with the stock exhaust. I have not got a chance to ride it with the aftermarket exhaust, but I can only imagine with the added horsepower and the less weight that the thing is gonna be way more rowdy. We gotta stop that because I gotta beat my arch rival, Big Country, AKA my brother. So anyways, brotherly love, we gotta go out, no matter what. I don't care if I love him or not, I'm gonna kick his ass. Yeah, that's right, guys. So we're gonna take this H2, the very same H2 that you can win. MoreMafia.com, more details on that coming soon. Long story short, I'll just go ahead and tell you the details now. Go to MoreMafia.com, buy yourself some merch, get yourself entered into a chance to win this 23 H2. What you see today is not all you're gonna get, boys. I got a bunch more modifications. I already got some of them here sitting in the shop, ready to go. We just gotta put them on. We're gonna be unveiling all those soon. But take a look at this thing. This is the carbon edition with all the carbon fiber, the matte chrome finish, brushed titanium Van Diemen exhaust. Enough talking, let's go ride this thing. Alright, boys, it's time to roll. Let's get our front end tied down and locked in so this thing don't wheelie. Using our Brock's Performance front end tie down strap kit. Got her super low. Slammed on the ground now. I don't leave it strapped down all the time, just for the fork seal's sake. Let's do a little burnout. Alright, just a little bit of cleaning our tire off is all we needed. And off to Mexico we go. We're gonna ease this thing around down the road, get our way over into the border of Mexico where we're all nice and safe, and then pull back on it. So our goal here today is to limit our horsepower in first and second gear where we can hammer the throttle and not have to worry about the bike wheeling. So you can see I'm gonna go down here to my traction control, turn that completely off. So I'm gonna make the bike where, let's say we take the rider equation out of it. We wanna just lock the throttle as hard as we can from, say, a 40 or 50 roll, and the thing not come up and wheelie. So the way I'm gonna do that is I've already toned it down some. I'm gonna go, we're gonna ride it, we're gonna test it, see how it does. Then, if it wheelies, I'm gonna go back and watch our camera footage, and I'm gonna see the RPM the bike wheelies at. Then, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna trim the throttle plates and the horsepower back at that RPM / couple RPMs before. And then we go try it again. So, man, this thing feels crisp. Honestly, it feels like it handles and turns a little better. And I know we ain't really done much turning yet, but just from the little bit flicking it back and forth, what I can feel already definitely feels lighter weight than it did before. Now, I don't know if you can see the sky or not, but looking like we got a little rain about to roll into the deserts of Mexico. Hopefully we have enough time to do the testing and tuning we need, because Big Country had been talking shit, and we gotta be able to be right when we go to running. The last couple times we have been door to door, and he's been giving us all the trouble we can handle. The H2 truly got more power than his bike, but it don't matter how much power we got if we ain't in front. So, and with the wheelies and stuff that I've been doing, man, I'm telling you, he's putting up a challenge. I mean, I know you guys are on the Team Kawasaki side, and I am too. I'm on the Team Chris Moore side because that's me. I'm trying to win. But I don't care what kind of bike it is. I gotta win. So I gotta get this thing dialed in to where it works. And before, it really wasn't actually working. It was making the power. But if we're having a wheelie and let off the throttle and short shift early, that don't matter. All right, so let's do a little blast on this little stretch of road we're at. We can't go crazy, but we're just testing first and second gear. This is a 40 roll where country likes to hit. Alright guys, we're back. So I was steady talking away and then I looked down and my microphone wasn't plugged in. So we got to trim some power out. As you can see, major wheelies. It didn't even come close to wanting to stay down that time. Instantly stood straight up, and that is not what we want. We got to try about a 50 something roll. That's where we were having good luck at before. Alright, so second gear, she was still wanting to float. First gear, it was still wanting to float. We got to go back and trim some more power out of this thing, because what little adjustments I made before, definitely not enough. That or this Van Diemen has changed this thing a lot. We're going to try to get one more little smack in. Try to see what we can do. This is 45. Yeah, way too much. We got to trim her down, dial her down some, and then see if we can come back out and test again. We'll be back to the shop here in a second as soon as we cross back into the border of the United States. Whew, you hear the bike? She's hot. That's because it had to ride all the way from Mexico back here to good old America. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what I'm doing here. So we're going to pull up fifth gear, for instance. And you can see this is the electronic throttle valve table. And we're in fifth gear. And then you can see that when you twist the gas wide open, it goes 100% throttle and it stays that way. We've talked about this in our dynos, all kind of stuff, our dyno videos, all kind of stuff. So anyways, long story short, I can change this per gear. So I can put first gear, second gear, I can make each table different. Well, what I'm doing here is, I guess you would say modifying first and second gear to where even though I'm wide open, the throttle doesn't go wide open. We're going to make the bike stay down, reduce the horsepower a little bit to keep it under control. So right now the ECU is flashing. We're putting the new tune into the bike, and I got to ride it all the way back to Mexico and try it out again. But before we do that, I want to show you this new GSXR 1000 we're working on. Brand new 2023 GSXR 1000. The thing has 0 miles on it. Take a look at what this thing has turned into be. It's not finished 100%. Just a quick rundown: Drag Max tire, Vortex sprockets, DME swing arm, Penske Racing shock, RSR air shifter, Montgomery Motorsports carbon fiber fuel tank. Look at the work we have done here. This thing is looking tip top, like I said, and she got 0 miles on her. This is a customer, he's a local guy here, and he wanted us to put him together a turnkey bike that he could go drag racing with, and this is what we have came up with so far. Like I said, still in the finishing stages of it, but this thing is going to be incredible once it's all said and done. We do these projects all the time, so if you want to buy a turnkey bike, like this guy bought it brand new for us, we got all the parts for us, 0 miles still. If you want a new bike, you want it fully set up the way you want it, hit us up, moremafia.com. We can see about getting you the bike you need. Now we're going to ease back over here, see if the bike is finished. Not quite. It'll be just another second. I gotta make the journey back to Mexico. Alright, we made it back across the border and we are fighting a sprinkle. You wouldn't believe it, but I swear it rains as much here in this part of Mexico, almost as much as it does in South Carolina. Blows my mind. I can't believe it. Here I was thinking Mexico, dry place, never rains. Nope. Weatherman, same forecast as South Carolina. This shit blows my mind. Alright, anyways, hopefully we can beat the R word and test this thing out to see if we can get a hit. Let's see, let's get a little hit early. Well, pretty close there. She didn't wheelie nowhere near like before. So, and that was from the low, slow roll too, that literally stood us straight on our tail end last time. So we're gonna ease her down and see if we're gonna be able to get this thing to do right. I think we're gonna be real close this time. I've got these throttle plates cut back what I thought was a lot, but apparently when you got a supercharged H2, you gotta trim them back more than I thought. So we're gonna try this, see if it works. We gotta get this thing perfect for big country. Here we go. Let's ease her on up to speed and see how she does. We're gonna try to hit it close to 50. Oh, that felt pretty damn good right there. Pretty good. Man, it's crazy how much difference this thing is at 50 miles an hour than it is at 40 miles an hour. At 50, like, you can kind of deal with it. At 40, man, this thing is a monster. And I always thought that the higher you revved it, the stronger it was. But I guess just not having any wheel speed at how hard they come in makes it super uncontrollable. Let's try it one more time. I want to try it from that lower RPM where we were struggling a little more and see if we can dial her back a smidge more. Got to really concentrate on these RPMs in this video to get this stuff figured out. This is not an easy task to tame this beast. We got to get over this little bump right up here. This little bump causes them to wheelie. Ain't trying to deal with no. Alright, so I made that one work because I short shifted as soon as it started to wheelie, but that ain't what I want. I want to be able to wind that first gear out completely so I can see about 8 to 10,000 RPMs. She's definitely too much power, so that's where I got to concentrate the most on to get that dialed back. I'm going to say 7 to 10,000, way too strong. Let's try it again. Yeah, so that was about 10, 11, in the 12. I was 12,000 before I let off. I was about 10 or 11 when I started realizing it's wheeling. So about 9,000-ish, I got her trimmer down. All right, let's go back to the United States. All right, we made the journey back to America here. We're safe and sound at the shop, getting this thing adjusted up one more time. When I say one more time, we're gonna do it as many times as it takes to beat big country. That's all that matters right now. And we're not gonna produce this video till me and him actually race. So he's not gonna know about this until the bomb is already blew up. Yeah, that's right, guys. We're gonna have this thing dialed in completely when we're ready to race. So trimming the power out some more, adding a little bit more fuel in first gear. These things are really responsive to fuel. In other words, riching them up, making them a little richer, a little heavier on the fuel, takes away power from them pretty good. So I went in and fattened up just first gear. Let's see if this works. On the road again, I just can't wait to get on the road back to Mexico. Yep, here we are, boys, about to cross back over into the border of Mexico. Pay attention, motherfucker. Anyways, here we go. About to do some more testing. We got this thing all dialed in, and I think maybe the rain has passed by, because everything in Mexico starting to clear up. I knew it don't rain in the desert. So we're gonna try this thing out again. I don't know, we were real close last time, boys. Let's see what happens. We'll drop her back down to the low roll first, our first little test spot. We don't have a lot of room to be going crazy fast. We just need to test first gear from 40ish, see how it works. Lock it now. Man, every time, still wheelies. So she's definitely getting rowdy early from that. That was 38 miles an hour, so that low roll is tough. And I could see that time it was starting to wheelie in about the 7,000 or 8,000 RPM range, and I didn't tone that down last time. So we got to make some more adjustments there in that RPM. We got her a little higher this time, 50ish. Oh, that felt pretty good right there. That was pretty solid. Remember, we just got to be real close in our first and second gear with country. And then once we hit third gear, it's going to be checkout time, boys. We're going to put all this horsepower to work. All we got to do is be out there with country. We can't be doing that come back and get them stuff. We just need to be about neck and neck come first and second gear. And man, we're getting really low on trimming these throttle plates, pulling the power out. We're still, remember, using zero traction control, wheelie control. That's what we want to do. In other words, I'm trying to use my tune to do everything. I don't want the bike to come up and then the ECU is, really these ECUs are slow to correct in my opinion. The H2 ECU, traction control, wheelie control, stuff ain't that good in my opinion. Some bikes, really good. This thing, not so much. Yamaha R1, my R1M, phenomenal. Alright, let's get over this little hump. We're going to try 50 something. Wait on the tank. Woohoo! That was pretty rowdy there, boys. Man, she was floating the tire all the way through first and second. I hope that you guys are getting if the ride is doing it justice for this thing. Alright, back to the shop. Let's adjust it again. I'm not going to waste my time hitting it again. We got to test this thing out, and lo and behold, our low fuel light is on, boys. Maybe a little more weight will help keep her on the ground too. Cross your fingers, boys. Hopefully we got it this time. Had to stop and get us a little more push water. All these rides back and forth to Mexico had us low on petrol. So anyways, we got that taken care of. Put 3 gallons in it. That's a little more weight in the front of the bike. Hopefully that'll help hold it down a little bit more. I don't know how much lower I can keep taking these throttle plates. I'm not gonna lie, they're really low. So hopefully we got what it takes. Alright, let's try our little low roll stuff. Let's see what we got. 40. Ow! That hurt. I had the little gas cap thing sticking up. Stuck me right in the chest with that thing. Ow. Alright, so as usual, she's still wheelied. So I gotta really pull power, I think, in our part throttle department for first gear as well, so we can calm down the roll on too. So as I'm rolling the throttle on, we gotta even calm the throttle plates down there too, because even in that department is getting the bike too rowdy. So the lower we go, the more aggressive the thing is. Get our weight on the tank. Okay, so we're getting real close now. We got to stay wide open and locked pretty long in first gear. So I'm seeing it about 11,000 RPMs. I'm gonna have to really throw some more fuel on top of it, and I'm gonna have to really get more aggressive with those throttle plates. But that was pretty close. I think we can take that and whoop Big Country with it, because I could do the old rider mod on it right quick, and that would have us flying. But we're trying to get it where it's almost dummy proof. We want this thing to be able to stay down all the time, and if anybody else had an H2, we want them to be able to buy this tune and utilize it to what works perfect on their bike, and they'll be able to use this tune as well. So traffic is getting heavier and getting worse. This may be our last test and tune session of the day, because we're getting close to rush hour, and even in Mexico everybody gets off work about the same time. Makes it a little more tricky and dangerous for us to be out here testing and tuning this thing. So we're not getting up to crazy high speeds today acting dumb. We're just trying to test out this first gear to get our hit right. I can't wait, man. This is gonna be a one for the ages, boys. Once we battle this out, woo, Big Country gonna be crying the blues. I can just hear, you spent so much money. Alright, traffic is chooched up. Damn it, boy. Ah. So the problem is, if I go to short shifted and I go to second gear, then it instantly gets more power, because I got the second gear throttle plates more aggressive than the first gear throttle plates. So really, my theory with short shifting does not work right now. We're going to take it back to the shop and do some more talking. All right, guys, we're back. I got this thing, what should be, I feel like, dialed in. Now, I didn't get to go out and make a perfect pass. Traffic started getting crazy heavy, and by the time we got back, it was going to be even heavier if we went back out again. Not safe to do nothing like that in traffic. That's going to do it for today's video. We're going to take this thing back out, put it on the showroom, park it beside Big Country's bike, and act like nothing's ever happened. Yeah, that's right, guys. Oh, and by the way, did you see Big Country's last video where he says I knocked my bike over into his? This one right here, this gremlin, it's responsible. You can see I got a couple little tiny scratches in the paint. We're gonna have to try to fix that up, but we got a air shock on this thing. The air leaked down in the shock. The bike was sitting straight up and down on the kickstand. You can see I got the jack stand under it now, so of course it can't fall over again. There was no jack stand out there. The shock leaked down. The bike was sitting straight up and down like this, and she just tipped. Well, when it tipped, it hit Big Country's bike, and when Big Country's bike fell, it knocked over the Hyperbusa. Literally, two of mine, one of his. Bad day. We're getting them all fixed, though. Don't worry, boys. We'll be back. Subscribe to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Go check out Big Country's video, and look at how he tried to frame me. All right, guys. Smash that like button. We'll see you next time.